And I'm back. I know y'all missed me. I've been gone for like a week or two or like a month. I don't know. It's been a while. I've been gone for a while, but I'm back. Um, we got a video set up for you, but I kind of want to get you know, somebody has been doing other videos with another YouTube reviewer named Justin, and doesn't include me. But anyway, I wanted to do my kind of weekend thing. Um, our favorite things from the weekend or what we took from the past week. And I know it was gone, but I still kind of kept up with some stuff. And I have two. Okay. And this is amazing because the best thing that I get the best news in the world and the worst news in the world on the same week. Gonna start out with the best news. John Cena freaking broke his nose. Like that. Did you see the pictures? Like it was like it. Oh, it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I'm sorry. Like I don't want anyone to get injured, but like it was just oh. But he's still gonna be out, every week, whatever. He could have a broken leg and he's still gonna come out. So it's not really that great, he's still gonna be there, but whatever. And then the other one is kind of the basis of this video. Unfortunately, we never want to have to do these videos, but you have to. I feel like we're getting up into the age where guys that we kind of grew up with as like legends and watched when we were like little kids and whatever. Are getting older, and unfortunately, nobody lives forever. And we got some bad news that Roddy Piper did pass away. I guess he had a heart attack, went into cardiac arrest, and passed. Which it was a surprise to me, because I mean I know he had drug issues in the past. He's had depression issues in the past. I mean, a lot of guys in professional wrestling have had those issues. So that's not anything out of the ordinary. But he, whenever he was on TV, he seemed, healthy. He seemed full of life. He seemed, he didn't seem like, anything would happen, but, you never know. I mean, any of us could just, have a heart attack. It's something you can't really predict. But I mean, there's other guys that I would have thought would have gone, before him. I don't want to jinx anything, but guys like, Ric Flair, he's getting older too. I would have seen him go, before Piper, and a couple other guys. But I mean, it's just been a crazy kind of past year, month, whatever, past month, and then the past year. I mean, we've lost, Ultimate Warrior first, then Dusty Rhodes, and now Roddy Piper. And then before that, we lost Macho Man Randy Savage a couple years ago. I actually saw a picture. I don't know who posted it on my Facebook wall. It was like a picture like Stairways to Heaven, and it had the four of them on there. And that was pretty cool. But it's sad, that all these guys are, we're not going to be able to see them anymore, and future generations of wrestlers are not going to be able to, especially guys like Piper and Dusty Rhodes. They're not going to be able to learn from them their mic skills, because I loved both of them in the ring, but I feel like where they really shined was on the mic. Both of them, go watch any of their promos, and they were awesome. But I'm gonna throw it over to DJ. Get his thoughts on the news of either news. If you want to talk about John Cena's nose, that's cool. We can talk about that. That's cool.
I don't know how to react to this one. This one was one of those things that really shocked me. I was out eating some of that old Japanese food, enjoying life, and then I turned my dad on for a second. I think I don't even know why I turned it on. For some reason, I just happened to turn it on, and the news popped up on my phone, and I was like, "What?" Like in the middle of the restaurant, I was like, "What?" And I was just so shocked, because you know, you hate it when I think death is always a hard thing to deal with anyway. But you hate it you hate it even more when you're not expecting it. It's kind of even harder to take in because you're not expecting it. You're not like, well, you know, they kind of they're they're in a better place, but you were kind of thinking, well, they looked fine. It looked like they were okay. I think like and this was kind of out of not really something we expected. I think I know when I was thinking about it, I was like, I don't remember him being too bad off. Like I don't remember him being sick or anything, or anything happening to where he was like terminally ill or anything like that. So um, I was just like in shock at that point. I don't know if it shocked me as much as the Dusty Rhodes one did, but it was still very sad because like I said before, I felt like Piper was one of those guys who never really got stale on you. He never really got old. It wasn't like one of those guys where you'd see him on Raw and you're like, oh God, it's Piper again. I think when you saw him on Raw, it was refreshing, and he always seemed to make you laugh in some way. So I don't know. It just kind of it caught me by surprise a little bit. I think this news really did kind of catch me by surprise, and I was like, wow. Um, I don't know how to feel. I think I told Casey, I was like, I don't know if this is just how it's supposed to happen, or are we getting old, or what's going on? Because you know it's a little bit different when it's people you weren't used to seeing, or people like the guys you that were kind of before your time. You still miss them, you still heard about them, their legacy, but Piper wasn't like in my time per se, but he was still around during my time, I guess you could say. So I don't know. It's definitely a heartbreaker again. It feels like we just got over Dusty Rhodes a little bit, especially from WWE standpoint. They just were showing the video packages and stuff like that with Dusty Rhodes. It felt like we just did that, and now we got to do a similar thing with Roddy. So I don't know. It's just tough. It's tough to think about considering. It was very unexpected. I didn't know he was. You never know when a heart attack, I guess, could strike. So I don't know. I was just saddened by the news. Yeah, that's about it. I guess on another note, the video from yesterday was kind of one of those random videos that I had no idea was coming on the channel. On a positive note, I guess, Justin was all like got stolen by his sister, and then we just put the video up. So I was confused on what to do with Casey because I know, my old co-host. I don't know what I should do. I don't know what I should do. But yeah, that happened too. So I don't know. I'll send it back to you, and yes, John Cena did break his nose, and you know, it's
And
upsetting.
it was glorious. I'm sorry, that's horrible. No, but and I mean, like you said, it's tough, especially when it's a guy that you kind of, you were used to seeing more, um, but I think it's also tough again, like I said, for younger talent because guys like Roddy Piper and Dusty Rhodes, they were kind of they helped with indie wrestling too. They would regularly be on indie shows. I've seen many videos with Piper and different indie promotions. And I like when legends and older wrestlers do that because a lot of them don't. A lot of them, especially, and I don't think it's necessarily their fault. I think it's the past decade in WWE. It's getting better now with NXT. They are kind of noticing indies more. But, you know, for the past, you know, 10, 15 years, you know, WWE completely ignored any other company. So therefore, their talent kind of ignored other companies. So, you know, you didn't get these guys going to, you know, indie shows and kind of helping those guys out. But, you know, Piper did, you know, Dusty did, all these guys kind of, you know, they helped out. They cared about the future of the business. You know, they want the business to keep going, and, you know, get bigger and bigger and bigger. So that was kind of cool. It's, and like I said, it's sad that, you know, we're not going to have those guys around anymore. But, you know, life goes on, and, you know, we're always going to have them in our memory. We're always going to have, you know, they put an impact on the business. They changed it, you know, so we always have that to look back on. And hopefully, you know, WWE does something, you know. I did see on WWEshop.com they had a little tribute for him, which was cool. But it's just, it's almost, you know, losing all these guys kind of so close in time. You know, Warrior was a while back, but still very close in time if you think about it. It's kind of, it's tough to take in. And the last two were kind of, you know, freak occurrences. You know, Dusty fell, hit his head, and, you know, unfortunately passed at the hospital. Piper had a heart attack, and unfortunately passed. So those were really, you know, kind of more surprising. Well, actually, all of them were. I'm not gonna say either of them were surprising, but it's just, it's hard, and we're just gonna have to kind of, especially guys that, you know, are a little bit older and remember these guys. A lot of the younger generation, I don't think, are going to be as affected. You know, the Cena generation, as I like to call them, aren't going to be as affected just because they weren't there. You know, I know I'm a little bit older than DJ, so I kind of was, you know, exposed to a little bit more of Piper growing up. So I kind of, it hit me a little bit probably harder than it did him, even though it hit us both pretty hard. But anyway, we're gonna end this video because I don't know what to say, and I'm rambling, and it just sucks. You know, I'm kind of still in disbelief. Like, I'm gonna see Piper on Raw. I'm gonna. It's gonna happen. He's gonna be there. No. So yeah, we'll see you guys. We'll have the ROH and NXT video up in soon, a little bit. We're late as usual, but, you know, you've come to expect that from the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast. We're never on time, but we give you a show. All right. We'll see you guys.